Hey, this is Waylon from Swiftwood Bows, and I want to show you how I sharpen a card scraper. Now, card scrapers are, I consider it to be a really important tool for making a bow. You can do a lot of the tillering work with a card scraper, but it's important that the card scraper is sharp. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting your time and energy. It took me a while to kind of get the hang of getting a good edge on a card scraper. It's a little bit more complicated of an idea than you might think, but it's pretty easy once you know what you're doing. So the basic principle is that we're taking this edge here, and we're making it flat, perfectly flat, with kind of sharp corners to it. And then that's going to create a burr along each corner. And we want to get a nice even burr along each corner. And then we're going to use a burnishing rod. And we're going to kind of roll that burr over just a little bit to create a hook. It's going to be kind of like a little mushroom top, and you should be able to feel that sharp burr on there, and that's what's going to cut the wood for us. So to do this, I've got my card scraper, I've got a burnishing rod, I've got a mill file for metal, and I like to use a fairly coarse sharpening stone. I'm just going to get this locked into place here. The first thing I want to do is take my file, and I'm just going to get rid of the old burr that's kind of ragged and messed up. I'm just going to take my file and lightly scrape that off so we can start fresh. Doesn't take much to get it off. And then I'm going to take the file, I'm going to put it perpendicular to this edge here, nice and flat, and I'm just going to reestablish that nice sharp flat line. How much you need to do that is going to depend on how bad a shape your scraper's in. If you keep it sharp regularly, you won't have to do much. If it's been abused, you may have to do a little bit more work. I'm feeling to make sure that I'm getting a nice, consistent burr hanging off of each side. Okay. Next I'm going to take this grinding stone, and I just want to gently take off the kind of flimsy, ragged edge of that burr. I'm not pushing very hard. It's just kind of controlling the burr a little bit. And now I'm going to do the same thing with this grinding stone. It's just a little bit less aggressive than the rasp. I'm going to put it flat on here. I'm just going to make some nice solid passes, keeping it as straight as I can so I'm not rolling it around. And then the last step, I'm going to take this burnishing rod. First I'm going to start perpendicular and just kind of smooth this down push out the burr a little bit more. And then I'm going to go at a very slight angle. You don't want to make it too steep, or you're going to curl that burr over so much that it's going to have a hard time catching the wood. But just kind of angle it a little bit. So I'm giving this a fair amount of pressure. I'm going to do it on the other side too here. And what you should feel is a pretty consistently sharp burr hanging off the edge. Alright, let me grab a piece of wood and I'll show you what it looks like to take off some good curls. So when you're done, you should really feel like it's biting in, and it should be taking off nice thick curls of wood, like that. If you're just making dust, you need to go back and try again. This can be a pretty aggressive tool that can give you some serious wood removal if it's in good shape. So that's all there is to keeping your card scraper nice and sharp. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and if you have your own tips and tricks for what works well for you sharpening your card scrapers, let me know. I'm always learning too. So thanks for watching, and take care. I'll see you next time.